fun to do bad things, to drive into a car.
What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about my IS300, and I've been on the quest for the best budget drift setup, right? So I've been playing around with different setups, different angle. I've been playing around with one angle kit. I haven't tried all of them, but this is like the most budget you can get. I tried different suspension arms, different lower control arms, upper control arms, extended low control arms, whole different setup. Different caster settings, alignment settings, and I want to say I found the best budget IS300 drift setup. It may not be for you, but it works great for me. I want to share with you guys the setup that I found that works best for me. So let's go to a spot and I'll show you guys the car. Yep. So here is my 2004 IS300 super simple drift setup. So if you guys have been following the channel, this is my 2004 IS300. Super simple. Very simple. I've been trying to keep it as budget and simple as possible, even though I had it for 3 years. There's been multiple stages and variations of the car, and this one I'd say is kind of like the best I've ever felt it's ever been. And it drives good, it feels good, it handles good, feels good on the streets, feels good on the track, feels good inside the car, and it looks kind of good outside. It's a little bit beat up, but it's a drift car. Okay, let's talk about the setup, the rear setup. It is a super simple rear setup. I'll try to get some clips of what I did, but it is a excessive manufacturing upper control arm. It is the long version to push out the camber close to zero as possible. I've noticed with this car, when the camber is at zero, it burns too much of the outside tire, so you need to camber it in a little bit. I'll show you guys my alignment specs after. But yeah, I have upper control arms, and then I have excessive manufacturing toe arms and Super Pro bushings all around. So I have Super Pro bushings on the knuckle, spherical bushings on the knuckle as well, and stock tension arms, stock lower control arms, and then BC Racing coilovers, and it is a 16K rear spring. All right, so for tire and wheel setup, I keep it super simple. I keep my tire setup the same all around, front and back. I mean, I keep the same size front and back. So the size in the rear, it is a 215 45/17. I do like running Ironman Gen 2 iMove. They don't delaminate, and you know, they hold heat very well, and it just wears evenly. I enjoy it really well. This is a 17x9 plus 22 wheel with a 215 45/17 tire. Fitment is okay. I have, I think, -2 degrees of camber in the rear, but it works really well. I don't rub. I did raise the car a bit, so it doesn't look as good, but it still feels good. And I get a good amount of contact patch. I can go like 1.5 degree of camber, but I think 2 is good in terms of fitment and performance. For the rear, I also run a 3.9 welded. I used to run a 4.1, but I think 3.9 works better at the tracks that I go to, and the welded has been a little bit more consistent for me than the 4.1 LSD from the FRS. Moving on to the front of the car, the front suspension, you're gonna see how simple it is. So start from the top. It is a JZX 100 upper control arm. It gives me a lot of negative camber because I don't have extended lowers. I have stock lower control arms, stock sway bars, stock end links. And the only thing I have up here is a BC Racing coilover. It is an 18K spring up front. And I am running an excessive manufacturing angle kit that you can see right there. All right, let's look on the back side. You can see I have easy knuckle caster arms right there. And that's pretty much it. This is like the super simple setup I was talking about. Caster arms from easy knuckle, coilovers, upper control arm, and the angle kit. Just to show you guys the engine bay, stock as hell. Like, I don't know how much more stock you can get than this. What is aftermarket on here? Radiator, coil rad, because I blew the last radiator, and this HPS intake hose. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I wouldn't consider those really mods. Stock exhaust manifold, stock everything, and seriously have no problems with this car. I just do the basic maintenance, oil change, timing belt, water pumps. You can see maintenance has always been done. Water pump is good, no oil leaks. There's no oil leak on this car, and I drive this car hard all the time, and there's no oil leaks. So if you guys maintain your cars, keep it well clean, well maintained, the car will last you a while. I also run the stage night wheels in the front just because I like running a smaller wheel in the front. It makes the steering feel a lot lighter and easier to control. This is a 17x8 plus 10 wheel, so it's really narrow and it has a really low offset. I'm also running a 25mm spacer, so this brings it to like 17x8 negative 10. Yeah, 17x8 by negative 10. So, and it makes the wheel fit perfectly in the fender. Right now is the wheel straight, so let me turn straight for you. All right, you can see the fitment of the front wheel with the 17x8 plus 10 wheel and big fat spacer in there. I am running the JZX 100 upper control arms, and it gives me about 5 degrees of camber. I think a little bit more, 5.5, 5.7. I don't remember. I'll show you guys soon. But in terms of cosmetics, I kept it pretty simple on the outside, so let's run through it. TRD Neo V1 front bumper, the rep. Don't hate me, it's a drift car. I did these custom hood vents that I got from Amazon, super cheap hood vents. I thought it completed the car, gives a little bit more aggressive look. And also really helps with the cooling. I can see heat come out of my engine after drifting, just coming straight through the vents. TRD side skirts. You know, my brand, Lunatics Driving Club, decal on both sides. Going to the rear, we have LED tail lights, clear center tail lights, stock rear bumper, TRD replica rear lip, and some eBay side skirts, and not side skirts, eBay side skirt extensions. You can see them running from right here, and then run on this side, gives a little more extra look, a little flair. And then eBay exhaust, eBay weld-on exhaust. I had the homie Nico welded on for me. Wheels, Race 57DR 17x9 plus 22. Stage night 17x8 plus 10. Going into the interior. Don't mind this dirty interior, but I am running brides seats, reclinables, adjustables with some Bridgemoto 4-point harness, Momo steering wheel, and yes, we do have a custom Sonoma spec roll cage, which means it has door bars. Door bars, down bars, cross bars, harness bar, and a fire extinguisher. You can see all my racing equipment back here. Forgot this. eBay eBay roof spoiler. Overall, this is my simple drift car right here. Simple drift setup, budget setup. All right, so this is my alignment specs. So you can see the front camber is 5.6, and then the caster is 7.8, so really close to 8. I've read online that anything between 7 and 8 is really good field caster for the IS300. I did have it at 9 before, and it was a little bit too much caster for me, so 7 to 8 feels really good. And then toe is at 0. You can adjust toe if you want it. If you wanted more toe out, you can. I put it at 0 just because it is still my street car, and I still drive to the track, so it drives good on the street and track. And then the rear, 2.2 rear camber and 0 toe all around. And that is my drift setup, my drift alignment. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little build breakdown of my super simple budget drift IS300, whatever you guys want to call it. If you watched my other videos before, I think it was a little more complex. I had extended low control arms and a bunch of other things, and now I try to keep it simple so that way at the track, if anything breaks, I can go ask anybody or go to the local part shop and see if they have a stock control arm, stock tie rod, stock anything. So that way I can get back on track faster. I can drive on the road, drive on the street without worrying about finding a part that's custom made. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.